So, da.
Cool.
There we go. Yeah. If you could just say something for me. Yeah.
Something for me.
If you could just say something for me. Yeah.
Something for me. Something more or something for me. Something more or.
No, that's fine. I was just getting some feedback there from it, making sure that was running live and fine. And let's paste this to the person that just asked me where it was being casted. Okay, well, anyway, do we know the name of this other team?
I haven't checked.
Well, regardless, we are casting tonight a game between Avalanche and someone who I don't know the name of. My name is Wondersource, and I'm joined tonight by Zach, who is actually one of the coaches of Avalanche as well.
That is true, Wonder.
So we're going to be starting off. This is going to be my first time casting in about a year, and it's also going to be my first time casting Echo, obviously. And this is your first time casting full stop, isn't it?
Yes, it is. You're going to take my casting virginity, so...
Happy days. I do enjoy a bit of that. So, this is going to be a little bit rough. This is going to be a little bit scuffed, but that is just the way the ladies like it, I hear. And we're going to have some fun with this. So far, neither of them is picking up Echo. Has Echo been banned?
I have no clue. I think so, if they're not playing it. But I'm not comfortable on it yet.
No, but we've got Avalanche coming out on full dive with Ball instead of Diva. They're running bans, aren't they? Or following the bans of...
I think they're following bans of Overwatch League, yes. And Comp, yeah.
So, first off, they've managed to take the high ground pretty successfully, but now we've got to pause. Yeah. So the DPS of Avalanche there took the high ground straight away, but then everyone else came through for the blue team. So we've got some ping issues.
Let me just quickly check if Echo is banned. Right, so I just got word that Echo isn't banned. They're just not playing it.
Interesting decision, you know? You'd think that it's the brand new character. They'd be wanting to try them out and see how they're going. But, you know.
Yeah, but...
But we've got an interesting matchup, because we've got full dive versus anti-dive. Other than maybe the Doomfist, you probably wouldn't say he's an anti-dive, although he kind of is. But at the same time, he likes to get in amongst it and doesn't like to play with his team to get any value out of him. So I'm surprised they're running out with that Doomfist. It doesn't really fit in with the rest of their comp at all. What do you reckon the thinking behind that is?
I think they've seen this in Overwatch League and they're just copying it now. Because I remember seeing a match where they played this exact comp with maybe a Baptiste instead of a Morp. But we'll see what this brings to the table because I'm not really sure.
Okay, there we go, let's put that on. Change the title of that, because I hadn't remembered to change the thing title. How do I confirm that's done? There we go. So this is always the fun part of any kind of semi-organised scrims. For anyone who's watching who's not done this themselves, I actually much prefer scrimming and playing Overwatch like this than I do just playing ladder, because you get to play on the exact same role, the exact same character every time, and you get to play like you're in an Overwatch League team. You know, you get to experiment with coordination and different comps that wouldn't necessarily work if you were just trying to solo queue it. It's a very fun experience. So if you've not given it a go, I highly recommend looking into it. But I need to stop saying it's been so long since I've done this.
I don't even know what to say most of the time, so I hope it gets better.
Yeah, just
as we continue.
Yeah. But this is part and parcel of scrims, is that, you know, you just constantly have a pause for someone has a tech issue, someone has something go wrong with their internet.
Yep. Been there.
Yeah, clean sixer, you're right. You do have to have 11 friends. You don't, actually, because you only have to have 5 other friends. You just have to find them that all like Overwatch. But, you know, if you can get those 5 friends, you can just all play together, and you can go up against other teams. And strangely enough, SR doesn't matter as much in these sort of circumstances. Certain roles, it does make a huge difference. If there's, obviously, if you're a silver team playing against masters, you're going to have a bad time. But, you know, between like plat and diamond, if you've got a coordinated team, then it can make a huge, like, it doesn't matter. You know, you can just, you will possibly beat them if you've got that coordination. The most important part of Overwatch is the communication. Communication, the coordination. That's the word I was looking for. Obviously, it always helps if you've got a high-ranked DPS player who can just pop off and smash, but, you know. At least that's been my experience of it. How about for yourself, Zach? What do you think about playing in these sort of team environments?
I've done it myself for a couple of months on a team. I've played main support, and it's a really fun experience. I really enjoyed competing, and I highly recommend doing it for anyone that hasn't done it before. There are a couple of Discords servers around where you can just look for a team and just do tryouts. Try to get on one because, yeah, it's just really fun experience playing in a team.
Yeah, and even if they're not a particularly good team, you can always, through those scrims, find another team that's a bit better.
True.
So, they're getting in a sub, by the sounds of things. So they're swapping out one of their tanks. Your sources say, sorry?
My sources say that iLabs has 3k ping, and that's pretty high.
I'm not that familiar with numbers, but that does sound like a big one.
That's a big number.
Okay, so they did just lose their ball. So, depending on what's the person's name, CJ comes in as, it's going to take them a little bit of time. You know, they're going to have to, Lava Raptor is going to have to pump that speed up and back everyone out, and they're going to have to concede this point to capture. Unless, of course, the blue team decides to just wait on that high ground and give them the opportunity to regroup. Which, you know, if this was a serious competition, you would never, ever let them have that relief. But as this is only a practice scrim, they might be charitable.
We'll see what happens. Can start any second now. Please.
Yeah. And clean it. How do they feel about Torb, man? Well, Torb is actually super meta at the minute. So, you know, Torb's pretty good. But Donkey does come out of that pause instantly with a pick. So that is going to swing back in their favour. But unfortunately, Messiah goes down to that Reaper. But, you know, it's very back and forth. This is going very scrappily. Hawk and Donkey are doing a lot of work, respectively, here. And CJ has managed to rejoin the fight now. He is back in there and amongst it as he eats that damage orb. They are now going to start trying to contest the point. Conlox did try and stall it out for a little bit before just getting annihilated when the entire team turned around. So hopefully they can manage to get out of this without too many staggers, because otherwise this is going to go badly for them. So let's have a little look from Hawk's perspective. What do you think is going to happen in the matchup here? Because now that CJ is no longer on the... Ooh, that was a hard engage, and, you know, losing a support, losing a tank, they've probably lost this fight, but they have beaten both DPS. But with that Coalescence coming through, that's just way too much damage and healing. So the rest of the team is just going to have to reset. It probably wasn't the best of ideas to try and engage on that fight. But, you know, you've just got to try and take the kills where you can get them. And at the very least, it's going to give them some more room to come back in with now. Because blue team should try and regroup. They're not really backing off, though. They're hoping that their DPS, which they have, manage to get back in time. So in they go, and straight away they've taken out one support trading for a DPS, and that is coming out well for them. Avalanche is doing really well here. They do lose their support at the end there, the Anna, Ryla, but the rest of the team has done quick work at the rest of the Blues. And
look at this ultimate bank on Avalanche's side. They only used Pulse Bomb on the last fights, and they're gonna probably look to engage with a Nano Blades, maybe a bomb even on the next fight.
yeah, because there is a lot of options. They've got a lot in the war chest here to work with. The only slight drawback is because of the person who got picked, Ryla the Anna, they weren't be able to get in a position to hold at the door like they were being held previously. So now they're engaging deep. Here comes the Nano Blade. No, a Nano Diva.
Here it comes. Oh.
So, yeah, Donkey does well to make most out of that blade there, but that probably didn't go according to plan.
Looks like they also used beat at the end of the fight. It might have been a mistake because the enemy, or I don't know, what's blue team? Do we know yet?
We don't know yet. If you could find out that would be grand.
I'll search.
But that was just, yeah, it was probably panicking a bit, just thinking we need to secure this fight. We need to make sure we win it. They have managed to even up the charge on the point, but oh no, they haven't given it up for free. That's a relief. Here we go. The bomb goes in deep, but gets absolutely nothing. In the meantime, CJ did go down there, and Conlox managed to take out that Lucio. But with Messiah going down, they're not going to have a lot of point presence here with no tanks. So Conlox is going to have to do a lot of dancing as the Doomfist Skelalicious takes out pretty much everyone else. Con does take out that tank player in the Sigma Redux, but that's going to be that. The point has been flipped, and it is in one fight territory. And we've got our first Echo. So, you know, this is going to be interesting now, because Donkey's going to be able to just weave in and out of there, depending on how he does this. And it starts off with Messiah going deep. Yeah, but unfortunately their main support has been taken out there, and the supercharger has gone down quickly to be destroyed. But Messiah is no coward. He was just going straight in on that Reaper, trying to take him out. Probably not the best of ideas. He's not a very nice dive target. And now they're just trickling, and they've pretty much definitely lost this with this ult. They're not going to be able to get into touch. Yeah, so that is that first map. So what are you thinking from the two teams here? We've had one team run dive, one team run anti-dive.
In the matchup, that highly favors the anti-dive. So I was really surprised to see Avalanche take at least 80% of the points and making it really close. It's a bummer that they kind of overshot ultimates on the second to last fight, so they didn't have them. But alright, so the team's called Wasted Nano.
Alright, ironic as we did see a Wasted Nano in that last fight. Hey, after the Nano on the Diva, they're welcome to join there. So, they're sticking to this comp they want to run, although they have swapped out for a May instead of the Doomfist. So, going full anti-dive. The Avalanche are just going in hard on this, though. They're not backing down. They want to run dive. And so far, they're evenly trading tank for tank. With that second tank going down, though, they now have no shield for boosted Nano. But it's just going to come down to which DPS does the better work here, and which supports manage to stay alive longest. With Messiah come back in, it's going to help a little bit, but, you know, losing your main support there, that Winston is probably not going to last long about that Reaper.
And he goes down.
So, you know, let's go into some POVs here. Let's check out Conlock, see how he's doing. He is low health and he instantly gets killed. So, don't teabag. Yeah, you just got to accept the teabag sometimes.
Yeah. As Avalanche, you kind of want to swap off this dive comp now because the enemy's gonna just farm you for ultimates. Hawk Vortex is already 80% on his Death Blossom, and May is Scalicious is already 60, and they're gonna be close with this fight. Engaging with Doomfist ult, Nano on Monkey.
Yeah, they are chucking everything out the wall and just hoping something sticks. Con does manage to take down... Oh! I was going to say, Con does manage to take down someone, but unfortunately, Hawk Vortex comes out with that big Blossom there. And with the Orisa Supercharger, that just instantly demolishes people. You know, they're sticking to their guns with this dive, but it's just really not working. Unless you get a pick almost instantly with this dive comp and manage to roll it into another pick from there, you're not going to be winning this fight. Wasted Nano really wants this to last as long as possible and become scrappy.
We're seeing some swaps here. We're gonna swap to a Orisa Sigma comp, kind of like with a Hanzo instead of the Reaper on the enemy team, and they're kind of play it slow, look for pull rocks here. Mail comes out, Beat comes out from Avalanche. Everybody gets frozen though, and they're gonna get picked off.
Ooh, Con with a great freeze onto Redux there to just completely cancel his ultimate. But, you know, that was just... A lot of that was on Sticker, you know. He did a great pull to just suck everyone back into that mail that they'd almost escaped from. Lava just swooping in there, managing to get out. But he hasn't noticed there's a Reaper behind him. And now he's getting picked. But the front line is collapsing. Can they touch? They can't.
Yikes, that's unlucky.
Yeah, without that Lucio to speed them, everyone else was just too slow to get there fast enough.
Yep.
So, clearly this is between Avalanche and Wasted Nano. Red team is Wasted Nano. Red team's Avalanche, sorry.
Yes.
So while normally this would just be, that's a map victory for Wasted Nano, we are going to the third map because this is practice at the end of the day. You want to try and make the most out of every map you can. So you always play all three maps.
Right, so it looks like we're gonna see the same comp on Avalanche side with a Zenyatta instead of the Lucio now. And on Wasted Nano's side with a Doomfist instead of a Mei.
Yeah, and, you know, I like the addition of the Zenyatta, but unfortunately, if you can't rush in quick or back off away from this Reaper, then you're going to be suffering heavy losses, and especially when it gets picked off straight away. That was huge from Scalicious.
Scalicious with a triple kill. He's popping off.
Yeah, he is just, you know, taking this team apart and just doing what Doomfist love to do, which is breaking up the coordination, breaking up the formation that the other team is running. But there was some decent ult charge from Rely there, Donkey, CJ, all managed to do a decent amount of work. Unfortunately, going to be going into a coalescence here.
And the
which,
Doomfist ult is also coming up soon.
yeah, I mean, most of the time we're going to see a Doomfist ult used as more of an escape mechanism than anything, rather than a kill
They
confirmer.
have the pool, so they might combine it. We'll see. Hawk, Vortex almost got cut off by the Mei wall. Lamp comes out from Relay.
Oh, and that was absolutely enormous there. Are we going to see a pull? No, he's just going to go old school.
Team kill comes out.
Yeah. So that was pretty brutal, although they did manage to hold on to their ults. They didn't, panic and chuck anything in there. They did manage to get both of the major ults that Wasted Nano was running out with. Now they're just going to have to try and navigate through. They're lucky that this supercharger isn't up, but they've got no real defense other than the immortality field against the... Ooh, I'm trapped on that wall.
Lava gets a pick on Freak's rule.
Yeah, and oh, Donkey. So that was actually really good from Conlox. Wasted Nano tried to loop around the back there, and he just walled them off, and they could just retreat to point, take it, and by the time that Wasted Nano had got through the wall and got to it, they'd almost capped the point.
So Avalanche is coming up to 5 ultimates versus 2 ultimates on Wasted Nano. Wasted Nano is walking through Seashore to point now, and they're gonna get on it. Barista gets walled off.
Yeah.
Flex coming out from Redux, catches 3, but the lamp is there. Beat comes out from Shiny Card. And Hawk, Vortex, and Scalicious just cleaning up here.
Yeah, that was frustrating because, Rely and Messiah both chucked out their ultimates there, the Supercharger and the window, but it just wasn't enough. The Wasted Nano was just, rotating out the way of that window and just not allowing the team to get in and do what they want to do. Now they're having to rush to the point. We've got Con is not with the team. He's going straight to point. They do have this trance they can push in with and try and do something. They've been walled into a position where they don't want to be. They're now trapped between a wall and the rest of the team. And they've got those 2 picks on both tanks. They should be able to push through this. Let's see if they're able to clear it up. But they didn't take out that supercharger until it expired. That was a little bit... Yeah, a little bit questionable there, but they did it in the end. The Gravitic Flux, you were going to say?
The Gravitic Flux just caught nothing, and that's some ping spikes.
Yeah, it wasn't ideal, really. You do want your Gravitic Flux to actually hit someone. Although, I've been playing a little bit of Sigma lately, and you only have to hit something like, a car on Havana, or the moving walls on Busan, and his ult does nothing. I didn't realise that, and it's so frustrating. Messiah's chucking down that ult now, and they're doing a good job of clearing things up, although Shiny Carp does get Rely off, and without that main healer, they've only got Zen. Zen gets knocked over the edge and then killed, so this is going to go in the way of Wasted Nano, and I think they're going to clear this up pretty quick. It's just Con on there to stagger the point. He does have his block still, so he's able to get in that and stall for more time. But, perfectly timed there from Scalicious. And are they going to manage to get back in here? They are. Rail is... No, not touching. Booped away by Scalicious.
Team 1 wins.
Hey, yes. Team 1 does indeed do the winning. And now we're going to see this from Donkey's perspective. This will be where they recapture the point, yeah?
This is going to be the massive dragon. Yeah, beautiful pull into it. Amazing.
Yeah, really good work on that Orisa. Just Messiah pulling everyone together there to make maximum value out of that dragon. So, now it's just time to see where we end up next.
gonna see a swap. Old man Chung coming in for Hawk Vortex.
Yeah, that one's going to be fun to say in the moment, isn't it?
Can we just call him old or man?
Yeah.
Chungs. It's.
Whatever you fancy, really.
I'm just gonna. Yeah.
There's someone in a Discord that I used to cast for whose name was something like Liliana, but there was more L's in there, and every time I would cast for her, she'd be like, well, I really appreciate you doing all this and that, but you're not saying my name right. You need to. There's more L's. You need to more like roll it. And I was like, I can't roll my L's. I'd like to be able to. And just some of the names that people come out with that you're like, oh yeah, you say it like this. And it's like, yeah, no, that's not happening. It's just however it ends up coming out my mouth, that's how it comes out. I'm sorry. I'll do my very best to, but some...
And I'm gonna stick to it.
Like, we've got Kriegs is going to be in there. That's... I'm not going to be trying to say the rest of that name, because I'll just embarrass myself and make them feel bad about not saying their name, right? So...
Right.
We are going to Dorado. Now, this could actually work with the dive that Avalanche wanted to run. So, it'd be interesting to see if they run it out with this. But Echo can be really good because it's got quite a high ceiling on this map, and there's lots of cover for her to get behind and weave herself in and out of.
Maybe we're gonna see some Echo dive there with the Mercy pockets.
We are indeed, with some Doomfist as well.
Looking spicy.
Of course, they could just be lying to us. They're still in spawn, and
Yeah.
you can never trust spawn picks.
Right, so Wasted Man is gonna run out with the comp they already played, but with a Diva instead of the Sigma. It's just gonna be looking to hold this high ground.
Yeah, you know,
Gates.
it makes total sense because the Diva,
Oh.
unlike the
Oh.
Sigma, they're going to be holding
Oh,
close.
they're good. They're doing something spicy here. They're defending close.
Yeah, they're going for the London hold.
They gave it away with the wall though, so they're gonna expect it.
That's, yeah, a little bit silly.
Right.
Messiah jumps right in and finds the rest of the team. It's an unwelcome discovery, but they're just kiting around it.
Echo wants to play.
Yeah, you know, you're grouping up so that Echo can just throw those orbs in. And, yeah, with that damage boost, it's going to be doing a hell of a lot of damage. But in the meantime, both Messiah and Donkey go down, just getting a little bit too close. And with that suck, they're going to be able to pull in Con and take him out. And they managed to do it without taking any losses at all. So, the benefit of being so grouped up is, with that Lucio and with that Moira, you've got so much healing and so much sustain. And
Especially if you group up.
yeah, and Avalanche have only got single target healing with the Mercy and the Ana. So they can only heal up one person at a time, and they can't really make the most out of this. But now we've got a counter May coming out.
Anti-nade onto Orisa, onto Sticker.
Yeah, unfortunately, Con going a little bit too deep there, and then not Old Man Chong's coming out. It's still hard not to try and say them.
Just got him. Old man's done.
Yeah,
Is that against TOS? What are we doing here?
mildly peachy, but you know,
Mildly,
if you're not happy with a dong, then you know, get out my chat.
If you're not happy with an old man's done, I don't know what. Yeah.
I don't know how to please you. Yeah, I am 31, so I am a boomer.
Already, damn.
Yeah.
Grandpa over here still casting off video games. All
Yeah,
right.
F my life. So that could have been big, but unfortunately everyone managed to kite away from that in that quite small room. But now with a bomb locked in there, everyone's having to back off. We've got a Nano Mercy who's getting frozen up.
This is questionable place. Wall out of spawn. That's unlucky.
This.
Right, so mines are coming up here, so they're probably gonna look to mine the inside of the room if you can get in there and not get frozen before. But
Yeah, they
Man, Chong with the Reaper ult can counter it easily.
yeah.
Let's see what happens here. They're going to engage. More ult coming out.
But I really like this. Donkey switching over to that Junkrat is causing so much damage in such a small area. And you were...
Man, Gong is getting 2.
Yeah, what a big dong on that old man.
Rest coming out.
And the Lucio was just waiting to die there. Hiding in the corner away from a mountain of mines. And Avalanche finally get to play the game.
After 3 minutes almost. It's a bit...
Yeah, that was huge coming out.
Right, so... I'm gonna go back in. They're gonna engage with... Wasted Nano is gonna look to engage with the Bongo here. Right. Bongo coming out. Big pull. Mailed from Conlux onto point. Gets nothing really.
Yeah, he probably wanted to throw that a little bit further to make the maximum out of that, but it does take out the supercharger and completely negate it. In the meantime, ooh, CJ going down there. And, you know, the rest of this fight is just broken down and super scrappy. And a scrappy fight is really going to favour Wasted Nano here because they can just make the most out of their pick-based comp.
Right, so last second swap to Doomfist, Pharah, and Orisa, and a Zen instead of the Mercy now. So let's see who can touch this point. Doomfist gonna look to go over the right side top, but he failed. Punches the points and gets there in time to contest. Beat coming out from Shiny Carp. Coalescence from that name. Fuck's sake.
Crick.
Just Crick.
Yeah.
Crick's Fruel, whatever.
Unfortunately for Con, without the Mercy, he wasn't able to survive and just got burnt down. Although Donkey's doing work here. They are managing to scrap this out.
Oh.
So that was...
Pressure was on with the overtime, so I guess they had to perform now.
Yeah, that was great shift from Donkey there. And CJ, Rylai for staying alive, and Lava Raptor for staying alive as well, you know. Because there was a lot of pressure coming out there, and they managed to just flex with it and push that off. Now both teams have pretty much cleared their war chests, although Redux and Old Man Chong do have theirs. And Sticker's managed to build up a second ult. He used it at the start of that last fight. It's not often you see an Orisa popping off, but getting dragged down there is not good. They needed to really make the most out of that. They didn't really collapse on him. And now comes out that ult.
In the back line, dying. So does Donkey. Doomfist ult coming down. Gets a pick onto Messiah.
Yeah, you know, these ones are all sort of freebies. It's a clean-up fight. You're not going to win 2v6.
Yeah, Avalanche is going to have some nice ultimates coming up here. They're going to have a pull probably into a graphitic flex, what I wanted to look at.
Yes. How do they want to engage on this? You know, they've got things to worry about with the Reaper and the Doomfist coming down from that high ground. The Reaper comes out and knocks out Messiah forward and his body blocking him. But it wasn't maybe the best idea. Yeah, both flex come out, see which one gets more value. Both supports on Wasted Nano do go low. But in the meantime, they weren't able to heal up the rest of their team, and so Sticker has gone down. They're not going to be able to retain this stranglehold, even if they do win this fight, which they have. Because without that Orisa there as sort of an anchor point, they're going to have to back up a little bit. But Old Man Chong's no coward, and he's not backing up. He's in fact waiting just around the corner from them. And he's going to be getting ready to drop on them the second this actually starts kicking off. Lava Raptor's going to have his head on a swivel here, because he's going to be the first person to get taken out.
Scalicious getting picked off by Relay before the fight starts, and there's the Death Blossom in the backline. Gets blocked by the lamp though, but Lava was outside of it. Unlucky. Window coming out.
Yeah, it's scrappy, but it's working. You know, they just need to keep holding on to these, holding on to it, because while they don't have any supports, they're only up against supports. But Scalicious coming in big from downtown. They do have the spawn advantage, and the male is going to allow them to stay alive.
Trans coming out as well from Lava Raptor. And this is... Yeah, this is kind of looking back and forth right now. Lamb comes out from Relay.
Yeah, this could go in either direction, but with a Doomfist on the field, you need to be really careful.
Accretion card. Yeah.
It takes out Old Man Shong there, which you needed. Which Dragon comes out. Dragon doesn't really find anything. Skelelicious still doing work. They need to shut down this Doomfist because he is tearing them apart.
Yep.
Now what?
Skelelicious really popping off there.
Yeah, what are the bans in comp this week?
I believe it's Reinhard, McCree, Widow, and Brig. So, with a real CC, Doomfist is gonna pop.
Yeah, that is what's going to be hindering them taking out this Doomfist. They maybe want to consider a Sombra, although that's totally trash against most of the rest of the comp. Although it should do a good job of shutting down the Moira and allowing you to pick her off, as well as the Lucio. So it really could work.
Yeah, we'll see what I run. We can see it in a few seconds, and I expect the same comp from Wasted Nano, but I don't know what Avalanche is going to play here, because they've been all over the place with their comps. It looks like, again, the double barrier with the Zenyatta.
Yeah, you know, they're sticking to this. They're relying Lava Raptor are doing quite well. You know, despite the pressure Lava Raptor is under here, I think they're doing a really good job of staying alive for as long as they are and focusing on these targets for the Discord. But they need to be making more of that with the rest of their team focusing on whatever it is Lava is Discording.
Yeah, they need some more communication on it. I think we can't hear the comms right now, but from a third-person perspective, it should be the problem here.
So, they're not going to go for the close-up hold like Wasted Nano did, and in the meantime, they're just leaving Old Man on the point while the rest of the team loops around. The rest of the team can be seen, though.
This is Lava get a pick onto stick, Conlux onto Skelly.
Yeah, no, they kind of put themselves in an unenviable position there, with the information being known that they are down there. They were surrounded on two sides and nowhere to go, no cover to hide behind. And it was just sort of a firing line. It was literally fish in a barrel with Shiny Carp down there. But in the meantime, they didn't bother contesting the point, which Old Man Chong was just on. And so because of that, they've managed to push up and get through this choke uncontested. Skelelicious has been shut down with Lava Raptor popping off, but they're still not contesting point. Okay.
On it, and yeah, contested it at the right time. They almost caught it, kept it, but can Shiny Carp get out? No, he cannot. Gets rocked in the face. All right.
Yeah, and you know, in a way, I'm happy for them to just take the fight, win it, and then go to point, because you know, Wasted Nano were completely without supports there. The supports weren't helping in the middle of the fight. They were less than useless because they were just on the point trying to go for a cheeky C9 that Avalanche had to know was happening. Transforced
coming out here, and Lava's gonna keep his team alive for now. Ultimate Chung really in the front line here, discarded as well. Dragon coming out.
Does do a lot of damage, does take down Redux there, but with that huge from Skelelicious just cracks this defense open. Now it's just two tanks and Con, scratch that, one tank, scratch that. No tanks.
Right, and they're gonna cap the first point without like really a problem here.
Yeah.
Chunk taking the high ground, just scouting for his team, giving information.
Yeah, and
breaking railings.
Now they wouldn't normally have to push very far, with Dunky's now making the switch over to that Reaper as well to match. In scrims, what you generally do is you'll reset the map so that you can go the full distance for both teams. Just so you know, it's not been an area that they don't have to push it just a short distance. It is going to go the entire length of the map if Wasted Nano have their way. with a great pull there to pull in everyone, but
Forces out the lamp from Relay.
wasn't the best targets for it though.
Oh, that's a big coalescence.
Yeah, that is a huge coalescence. With that supercharger, it was just tearing through the entire team. And that's a window that Relay is going to want back.
And by the looks of it, they're gonna cap second point also, no problem. They're pushing up to their spawn now, looking for a cheeky spawn kill.
Yeah, without Scalicious, they're hoping to make it, and they're probably going to. They're not going to be able to rush. Please don't go out. They haven't gone out. Good. I was really hoping they weren't going to try and recontest that, because that would have just instantly caused a steamroll that would have made it almost all the way to the end. And now they do, because they decided not to take that fight, they do have complete high ground control here. Yes, they don't have their tanks, but they don't really need them right now. Big pull.
Beat comes out.
A little bit too late to save the Doomfist.
So they get a pick, and it should be Mailed coming out from Conlux, catches 2 in there. Coalescence coming out from...
Yep, both tanks were caught in it, and they both got taken down. The Coalescence wasn't able to sustain that Orisa through a Reaper and everyone else shooting at them. So, you know, it's... Now, firmly, they've managed to regain control. It took them 2 ults to do it, but that's absolutely fine. They've got 4 more where they came from. And as it is, you know, Wasted Nano had plenty in the bank, and they've managed to sort of trim that down a little bit, so it's not going to be quite as brutal a re-engage.
Looking like Wasted Nano is going to take the high ground here, forcing Avalanche off the high ground. Gets walled, it gets pulled, but it's... Yeah, they gave the high ground up. They're going to have the high ground advantage coming into this fight now. Creek is walking towards points, just on the payload. Old Man Chung with the big coalescence. Get it... fuck.
Death Blossom.
Coalescence.
Yeah.
Death Blossom. It was almost the same thing, right?
I don't know what it is about Death Blossom, but there was a clip of me when I was casting, and I couldn't remember it. And I just went, and here comes out the Reapers. Die, die, die!
Goodness coming out from Relay with the Immortality Fields.
And Donkey actually getting 2 kills there in that Death Blossom, really doing well. But the rest of the team, unfortunately, just crumbling. And there we go, that's map 2.
Second map.
Yeah, so... tad unfortunate for them, but, you know, they... Yeah.
All about improving. So
You've gone full Mr. Roboto there, unfortunately. I'm only hearing about every 3rd word. Sounding a little bit like the woman out of Portal.
beep, boop, bop, boop.
There we go. So, okay, I can only hear about every other half second. But, yeah.
I think I'm almost back here, but my connection is garbage.
There we go.
Hey.
So, Conlox has asked for 2 minutes. They probably just need a chance to sort of regroup their mental and figure out what it is that's going wrong, what it is they need to try and work with. Now, personally, it's pure, from my perspective, it's purely Scalicious is hard popping off, and he's doing massive work. And the supports Shiny Carp and Krieg for Wasted Nano are just able to do so much healing and so much by staying alive for as long as they are. What do you think that Avalanche need to do to turn this around and get a reverse sweep on the go?
I think they just need to combine like the pulls and the rocks more to get more ult charge onto this Sigma, because the Sigma ult is really impactful, and you see the enemy team does it more and gets more, or enemy with Nano does it more, so they get more value and more ult charge, and they have Sigma ult about every fight, almost. Well, every 2 fights, something like that. And it's just really you want to have your ultimate every fight as Sigma because it's really impactful and you get more picks and just win the fight in general.
Yeah, they just need to do a better job, really, I think, of enabling some of their tanks to do some of the work to get that off. We've got Clean Sixer in the chat coming out with the Run a Torb call. Now, I actually don't think that's a bad call because, the Torb's going to be putting extra pressure onto that Doomfist just by the nature of the turret. And if you're smart with your turret placements, you put it behind a bit of cover that's only going to start shooting as soon as they've engaged on you. Which, Wasted Nano are enjoying this high tempo game where they're just rushing in with that Lucio speed boost and just taking out as much of the team as they can in a short burst.
Yep, and as Avalanche, you just want to play more of a spam comp because they're gonna have less heals if they're on Lucio. So you want to play a spam comp, just spam them down before they can get to you, and play from there when they're fighting you to down ults or cooldowns. I mean, so
Yeah, and it's all about absorbing the impact from that rush and bending with it. You don't want to break, you don't want to try and engage hard on that engage, because if you do, you'll just end up getting crushed. Because with the Reaper and this Doomfist, with the way that they're playing, they're just focusing down a target and picking them off one by one. They need to take a step back, retreat up, give up some ground, and then counter engage. Oh, but we'll have to see what they run in a second. I'm just going to shout for the missus to grab me some tea, because I'm a little bit parched.
I'm
So I'm going to
gonna
mute myself
be
a
right back in
second.
2 minutes. I gotta sort something.
Not a problem. Okay, I am back. Alright. So, how's everyone in the chat doing? I can see we've actually got 8 people on at the minute, but we've only got Cleaner talking. Although there's a good chance that's probably just people from this team, from these teams, got the stream up and running in the background. Probably should have put a little bit of a delay on it because otherwise they're going to be getting information about alts, but hopefully they're being honest with things. You're not annoying at all, Cleaner. You're delightful. Mike has a bit of feedback, Con. Or is that just my squeaky chair?
Right. I am back.
Alrighty, welcome back.
Thank you, thank you. And we still haven't started the third map.
Okay. So, apparently I'm getting a bit of white noise in the background from high gain, so if I turn that down a little bit... and turn this up. Am I still audible? Is that better? How's the
Can you
volume
talk
come through
again?
there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, but you still have a bit of white noise.
Okay, I'll turn it down even more. Okay, how's that come through?
It's still there. It hasn't changed.
Oh, I've turned the gain right down. It's almost to nothing.
Hmm. This is weird.
Hmm.
Hmm.
What about if I turn that down? Does that help?
Okay, talk again.
Hello, hello, hello.
It's still there.
Very odd, very annoying.
Hmm.
Um. Yes. Crap hardware, probably.
Maybe.
I say that because Clean Six of the guy in the chat, very, very lovely man, uh, gave me an incredible mic and amp setup that I've got now, and it is way beyond my capabilities of understanding how it all works and what it all does.
Right.
What if I turn this down? Does this help? Hello, hello, hello. The quick brown fox
It's
jumps over the
still
lazy
there.
dog. The quick brown
It's
fox
still
jumps
there.
over the lazy dog. There once was a man from Derry. That should be quieter. Is that coming through quieter?
You're kind of quiet now, yeah.
But does that help with the white noise? The hiss is constant apparently.
Hmm.
So I'll turn that volume back up so I'm not as quiet. I was saying, I can hear something now that I'm concentrating. I wonder if it's... How about that? Right. I don't think it was the mic. I think it was my headset was up loud and all my other volume was quiet. So we're now turning that down. Okay. Can you now hear it, John? Well, piss. Buggered if I know then. All right there, Curtis. How do? It's certainly going that way, Curtis. What's your in-game name?
It's Donkey.
Ah, you're Donkey. Well, you've had some moments of popping though, to be fair.
Big dragons.
Yeah.
At least one.
Yeah. One big dragon. But he's had a few
One
pop-off
big
moments
dragon.
on the Doomfist.
That is true. That's true. I've seen a couple.
His Doom is always popping, apparently. Well, then you should be playing it more.
Those are some wise words.
Forehead. Zach says no.
Sometimes.
So,
Was it
yeah, that's the point. As a coach, what do you think to the theory of screw the meta, play what you're best at,
Right.
versus try and play the meta even if it's not going well for you?
It works to a certain degree because you're gonna in Platinum Diamond you're always gonna have off meta teams that are just popping because the skill ceiling. Well, they've hit. Nah, how do I say this? Um, because you can play almost whatever you want if you play it right in lower elos, and you're not gonna get punished for it. In high ranked teams, it's always about the meta because everybody can play their hero till the same level, and then whatever you pick uh, is more. If you play meta, it's more of an advantage over the enemy team because it's just better. Yeah,
Fair enough.
yeah.
So, just been going through people's current SRs. And interestingly, Skelalicious is Masters on support, but 2700 on damage.
Mm,
Although it did peak this season at 3055. So,
three.
the rest of the team sort of middling plat. So,
Yeah. This is a lot of downtime.
Oof. You shouldn't have called it out, Donkey. I was just looking, thinking,
Yeah.
yeah, that's everyone I've done.
I was really expecting to see more Echo, but we've only seen her once.
Yeah, and not even for that long.
It was like 1 second. No, it was a minute maybe.
Yeah. To be fair, I understand why Conlox decided to swap out. Because it just wasn't working with where they were at. But I think that maybe further through in the map, they might have wanted to switch back to it.
Yeah.
But the Junkrat call was definitely right. Pummeling that damage in such a small area with the blast radius of his mines does make a huge difference.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time until everybody dies inside the room. So they had to push out eventually, and they just got picked off by one.
So, they are trying to get back in their original off-tank, Ileps, because their main tank is
Messiah.
sick. So,
Ooh.
Messiah's out.
Now we're playing with two off-tank players on both roles.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting.
So let's check out. CJ. Yeah, doesn't have a lot of time on tanks. He does have a bit of time on the Reinhardt, although that's not available right now, so it's not useful to him at all.
Right, so we're finally gonna get into the game here. King's Row.
Oh, apparently Ileps has 300 to 400 ping. That is rough.
Wow.
Whereabouts is he located, do you know?
I think he's located in Norway.
Ah, Norway, I thought had pretty good infrastructure. The Nordic countries are well known for their esports proteges. So, Ileps is
True.
Swedish.
Swedish. Fuck. It's all the same. So casual racism.
Yeah. Because where are you
Yeah.
from?
Ready for battle.
The Netherlands.
Ah, the Netherlands. It's okay for you to be racist to them because you're all racist to each other, aren't you?
True.
I mean, we had the best Vikings. No, we had the best Vikings. No, fuck you.
Attackers incoming.
Alright, so we're gonna see the Echo here, maybe. It's still in spawn.
Yep. And of course, it is everyone's favourite map, a bit of Scrim's Row. Which is going to be odd because there's no Reinhardt. So,
Double
we're
shield.
not seeing the Rhine Zarya. It's, you know, I don't know about you, but I've still been finding that
3, 2,
Zarya has been working in ladder. Of course, this is a lot different from the ladder because it's a lot more organised.
Yeah, I also think that Zarya is one of the top picks without the ban on Reinhardt at the moment. And there's big Maywall coming out, trying to get a pick onto Sigma here.
Yeah, that was huge coming out from Donkey there, but unfortunately they weren't able to capitalise it fast enough. And we do have a Torp sighting for you there, John.
Ooh, finally.
So now it's just a matter of time seeing if they can withhold the pressure that Skeleticious. They have managed to rebuff him for all of his cooldowns. Now he's just got to wait and see if he can get something in the next barrage. And Con does manage to take out Sticker in the meantime, with Rely managing to get that invulnerability field up pretty quick.
And the turret is popping
Con's
off.
Popping off on the turret, yeah.
It's unlucky. They've just built the coalescence fast and got a few picks with it. Nothing you can really do about it.
Yeah, you know, when that lighthouse comes through, it does just shred through your team, especially in this sort of comp where you are grouping up.
Connor is going to be close to the marinara sauce here.
Yeah, he is going to be coming out with that coming pretty soon. And the Doomfist goes in for a quick one, but then doesn't get anything. They do back off. And they're just sustaining through this. Big pull and
He's coming out.
beats. Yep, and Skell forced to use his Meteor Strike with a big suck. Excellent
Massive
invulnerability field. You know, the supports are doing a lot of work here to keep the team alive. Fortunately, Kong goes down. He has managed to splatter his juice all over the point, but they're having to back right off. Now that they've all broken down a little bit more and it's got a little bit more chaotic, the Doomfist was able to do a lot of work there. And Donkey
is kind of out of position here. Has to use Ice Block and teams get him to safety here.
Yeah, oh no,
that's
just
a
as he was
shame.
about to get back to safety, he gets picked off.
Now we're gonna have to go into this fight 2v, or 5v6. No,
Yeah.
4v6. They're using Bongo and Coalescence to secure this point.
Yeah, and even though that was a pretty bad Coalescence placement, which would have been relatively easy to take out, yeah, Avalanche just weren't able to do anything there about wasted Nano with the amount of pressure that they're putting.
Right, it looks like they're gonna defend close here with both DPS hiding behind final point.
Yeah, this hasn't been found out yet, and it's gonna end up.
Sounds like getting a pick up the Redux.
Con gets
picked
straight.
up by Delicious.
Yeah, so it is even so far, but you do want that extra tank with everyone getting pulled up there and nothing to defend against it. Then Avalanche has just steamrolled through there and taken them all out. Frigg taking his own life there, just going, no, I'm not going to give you the satisfaction of killing my supple, lithe Irish body.
With nails.
Yeah, those horrifying nails. And let's give Skell a little bit of a spectate here. Big pump down on Twi'lek straight away. And Ilex is doing a pretty good job here. Whoa! Big vulnerability field. CJ still succumbing to that.
Massive freeze coming out from Donkey here. Gets a pick onto Skelicious.
But unfortunately, the front line is completely crumbled. And they have managed to take out those in the back. But now, that dragon was completely ineffective. And they're going to struggle to hold here.
And the ball's just gonna spin to win onto points here. It's trying to stay alive as long as possible. Immortality feeling coming out together with the beat, and they're just gonna stall this for as long as they can.
Yeah, Ilep's getting caught up in that Graviton flux there. Lava Raptor has managed to avoid it, so he does manage to stay alive for a surprising amount of time to give CJ enough time to get back on this Diva. But with that punch coming out,
was a massive punch.
Yeah, that was
Went flying.
big old slam. Ooh, that's my chair just doing that thing where it doesn't lock out when you go to lean back.
Switching sides.
Don't keep making complaints there. Apparently, his hardware's
Sometimes
been
it do be
tampered
like
with.
that.
Yep.
Right, so. Ugh.
So, what do we expect to see here? Probably much the same, you know.
Yeah.
They're not going to be changing up their comp
Ready for
wasted
battle.
Nano when it's dominating so hard, and
Yeah.
Avalanche are just having to mirror it and hope for the best.
They're gonna. Wasted Nano is gonna play a Mei instead of the Doomfist here.
Attackers
They're just
incoming.
gonna look for the walls and the choke and just speed onto them.
Yeah, you know, that's a good call for on defense. You can just whack up that wall, split the team, and just annihilate people.
Right. So. Avalanche having two main tanks. No, they're swapping it to the right.
5,
So we're gonna see a Lucio on Avalanche's side now.
1.
That's a first.
Attackers
Yeah, no, that's
incoming.
good. We saw it just for the stall previously and for the rush out, but I do prefer it. I'm hoping that they stick with it because it will allow them to speed in and out of range. Wall does
Ooh.
not do the job it wanted. Good work there from CJ there, baiting out the wall by just standing on just the precipice of where he knew it could possibly come out. And Donkey with a big slam coming out, taking out Hawk Vortex straight away. And that wall was not, shouldn't have been that effective, but did a decent enough job of stopping.
There's still one up. Mei goes down. They really want to push into this. Maybe wait for the respawns on their side, but
Yeah, unfortunately that skill orb does take out Donkey, and now he's going to be forced to regroup. They're still just sort of poking at this entranceway, and
Right.
there's not really a lot of point in wasting Nano doing that, so they've backed off now.
and they're just gonna wait for the respawns to come in. Coalescence coming out from Krieg, trying to get a pick here. Donkey going in. Not quite getting the Moira.
And Con's on the Hanzo, which should be allowing them to get this long-range poke to try and make the most out of things. Donkey didn't manage to catch anything with that, but with that supercharger, they have managed to make quick work of Sticker.
Ilap's getting caught on the wrong side of the wall and dies to the Scalicious Mei. But this should be enough to secure the point. Connor with the 3k. This is looking alright for Avalanche here.
Yeah, this is really encouraging to see. You know, that was a nice little pop off there from Con, just hitting all those arrows. Saw a couple of headshots in amongst it. And, you know, Wasted Nano are doing the right thing here by not trying to rush in and touch the point. They're just going to try and hold this initial archway, because this first choke can be absolutely brutal.
Especially when you play the Mei. They have to get through somewhere and you just can't wall them off.
Yeah.
Donkey dies. He overstays and just dies.
Nice little teabag there. Oh, sorry, pincer movement there. Sorry, I read teabag as I
Yeah.
start talking.
Full
Dragon comes
dragon
out.
coming in.
big pull.
Doesn't catch anything really. Coalescence coming out from Krieg, but the wall blocks it.
He's building them so fast. And probably a bit of an overcommitment on the ults there. They
It's
just...
to assert dominance. So
Well, yeah, I suppose. But the fight had already been won.
yep. Oh, Hawk Vortex sitting on top of the spawn here.
Yeah, they're going for the selfless style, but unfortunately they're not coming out of that door.
They're gonna
So they are
sneak
wrapping
through
around.
the side. Oh, they're going for the old
Yep.
bamboozle.
So this is completely reversing things, allowing Avalanche to just take a hold of that defender's position. Donkey goes in deep there and doesn't achieve a lot. So
Catch caught on
hopefully
the other side of the wall. Right. That's just unlucky. The beat coming out just
yeah,
too late.
just too late to save CJ, and they haven't been able to get any picks off in that, so it's going to be straight back to the arch. I don't know if they're going to fall for that again. They are staying down on the point, which is slowly retreating back into that garage.
Right, so they're gonna take the high ground here, maybe drop from window. But Shiny Carp is hiding up there.
Yeah, Shuttlecock wants to be careful. If he gets spotted out by someone, then it could end quite badly for him.
That's a big pull. Gravitic
Yeah.
Flux catches Sticker.
And there was no beat to counteract that, so they're just having to force through.
Unlike with the pick on Shiny Carp, and they're one up, so they should be looking for more here.
Yeah, you know, it's going to be a long time before Sticker gets back on that Orisa. With her 4 legs, she goes very slow. But that May is building a lot of time, and Donkey almost getting the double there, but still managed to take out the May, which was the biggest problem for them. Now, if they can just take out this Reaper, which they do, they're going to be able to push through and take this first choke with relative success.
They should be. Sticker is back with the 4 legs, got back in time, drops the Bongo, but Dragon comes out from Conlux here. Doesn't catch really anything. Sticker out of position on the right side in alley. Gets picked off by CJ.
Yeah, I'd say that Sticker's placements of these supercharges has been pretty bad throughout this entire series. He's managed to get away with it because the rest of his team has just been ripping them apart, but they're always out in the open. Don't really get the theory behind it from him, but, you know, it's hard to argue with the results that the rest of his team is producing.
Yep, it's maybe a personal note to work on, but it's working for them, so yeah. Right, so Wasted Nano is just gonna look for a regroup here and go in on the last second on the second point here.
Yeah,
They're still gonna be, and they're 6 now.
Yeah, so they're going to be pushing in now with that Lucio speed boost. They did have a little bit of a crossfire, but Con is now rotating back round. Bomb going in deep there, does manage to pick up Lava Raptor, you know, the most mobile and fastest character in the game, gets picked up. That always tilts me as I'm Lucio. I think I'm getting into cover and I just don't.
You're too fast.
Yeah.
Right, so
So they're not going to advance up and try and retake that initial choke, which I thought they might try and do, but they're obviously concerned about the possibility of a C9, which when the point is as close, or the car is as close to the point as it is a very real possibility.
yep, a Hawk Vortex coming close to this Death Blossom here.
Yeah, and they're setting up a little bit of a crossfire there, with Hulk just being spotted out, so then he's going to have to back off. He's briefing out now. And are they going to touch? They have touched, and Donkey takes out Hulk straight away. Beat does come out to counteract that Graviton Flux, but it's not able to save Sticker. Dragon comes through, and are they going to manage to force this with a May ult in the back? They did get their backline completely annihilated, but Lava Raptor is still alive, as is both of the supports on the other side. If Donkey and CJ are going to win, if this is going to get one, it's going to be by Donkey and CJ. Another bomb built up amazingly fast there. Does do a lot of damage to CJ and knock him out of the way, but he's managed to come back in. That ult, though, is going to seal the deal and stop them from being able to touch, and that is a GG in the chat.
Play of the game.
Oh no, no one wants to see this.
Oh no. Oh no, 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 no.
No.
Triple kill. Quintuple kill.
My will made real.
Conlux's Torp turret got robbed there.
Yep. Should have been turret play again there.
Yep. And so we'll be going to our final map here, which will be Avalanche's choice.
And what map haven't we played yet? 2 CP, I think?
Yeah, we haven't done a 2C.
Or did we play it? Right.
No, I don't think we have.
No, I don't know.
Obviously that was our hybrid. We had Escort on Dorado.
And we had Oasis.
Yeah, King of the Hill to start. God, that woman is really taking her time with my drink. I'm gonna need to get a new fiance, I think.
Yeah. I just got a waifu body pillow. What's the difference, am I right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, mine makes dinner and cleans my clothes, which is always nice.
Yeah, but the pillow talks less, so less attention.
And, you know, you get to stare into McCree's dreamy eyes.
True.
I'm just assuming that you went for the McCree body pillow because, you know, that body pillow of McCree all shirtless is hard to say no to.
Yep. Alright, well, it looks like we're gonna go into Foskaya here.
Yeah.
Waiting for the last ready check. Can go any second now. There it is.
There we go. Yeah, a friend of mine actually has the Hanzo mouse pad. Which
Ooh.
I can't remember if it's his pecs or his butt that's the wrist
I
rest.
think it should be his butt, I think.
Traveling to Volskaya Industries.
So, yeah, shout out to Ben.
Well, I hope so.
Ben, whoever got it. Oh, it's pecs, apparently.
Thanks, really.
Initiating
Yeah.
match.
Yeah. Yeah, to be fair, how was it going to be the butt? Was it going to... I know it's the butt on the Widow one and the Tracer one.
Yeah, so, like, exactly the same, but with Hanzo.
True.
And it should be bigger, but that's just personal taste.
Well, yeah. Hanzo does make a fine case for big booty bitches.
True, true.
Ready for battle.
Right.
So,
Ooh.
looks like we might see our first Echo? Maybe?
Our first real Echo, please. We've been waiting.
Although it is the attacker's side, so, you know.
Incoming in
Yeah.
30 seconds.
They might do it. I hope so. I want to see some Echo action. Right, so we're gonna have the Reaper and Torb on defense here from Avalanche. Just looking to really shut down the Doomfist.
Yep, and I have just been sent a link. I'm
Oh boy, oh
opening
god.
this up. Yeah, it is, in fact, the pecs, so that's horrifying.
3,
But pretty good at the same time.
Yeah,
So,
it looks like he's laying back on a bed, just
defend
relaxing.
objective A.
yeah.
And we have the Torb again coming out from Donkey. So swap of roles for Donkey and Conlox.
And the Echo has been swapped for a Reaper at the last second. We've been debated again.
Damn it!
We've been so close. Lava just standing on this roof, just scouting.
Yeah, and I don't know how I feel about that holding so far back. Yeah, it's given up a really handy choke there. One of the strongest
Especially if you want to play close with the Reaper and the Torb.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe they're worried about staying a little bit further back to make it harder for a Doom to come rushing in. But Rely is doing a really good job of healing up the team here. She has already built up a coalescence, but Krieg has already brought up her own. And that's a way to shut down Skeleticious, sure. And Con just going wild in the back line, forcing a full
I think they've
reset.
finally found a way to counter their comp. I think they've done it.
There we go.
It's
Who
a
knew
bit
it
early
was
to
a
say yet, but
It was matching it, but with a Torb all along.
true. And a Moira. It's the first time we see the Moira coming out from Relay, and it's really working out for them so far.
I cast this forth.
Okay, so as we go into the next engage, we've got Donkey on one side just poking away as Con threatens to go around the back, but decides against it to go up front. Big
Gets
pull and
punched.
punch. I know he's regretting not going for that flank now. And again, B comes out. Okay,
They
so
think
they
it's
really want to
winnable.
fight this. Yeah,
But split up at the end, and Ilops dies, and it's a 3v6 now. It's 6v2. Yep.
yep.
Third play of the game, maybe. No. Unlucky.
And Donkey says, no, I'm going on my own terms. You can't have me.
Objective lost.
Yeah. Alright, so
Objective
they're gonna. Wasted Nano is gonna go into second pointer with a good ult bank here.
Cast this forth.
Yeah, they managed to do that completely
Every
opposite. So out comes this. There's no beat to counteract it, so they are just going to hit the ground, and the Lava Raptor gets annihilated there.
The sauce coming out from Donkey onto the points, but it isn't enough.
No, it is not.
Connor trying to 2v6 here, but
With that supercharger, the Death Blossom just tears apart the team. Lava doing a decent job of staying alive for as long as he could. And that Graviton Surge... not Graviton Surge.
Gravitic Flux.
Gravitic Flux. Too many gravity-based abilities.
Yeah.
They're
the
doing
difference?
a really good job of staggering this. You know, they've only surrendered that first half tick. Well, first tick and a half.
But if they don't get a pick fast, it's all gonna go downhill from here.
Yeah, because it is the most important thing. When you're in this defensive position, you need to get a pick off. You do have the spawn advantage, but unless you get a pick, then you're not going to be able to win this fight out.
Desperation Genji coming out from Donkey here, but he's gonna get shut down immediately.
Yeah, Genji's not the best for a desperation.
No.
You know, I'd much rather go for the Doom Fist or something.
And that is Krieg's second coalescence this fight.
Yeah, they are.
He
just doing
really
so
is
much
popping off there.
And
And that's the second Death Blossom.
yep. So really, really good stall there, but you know,
Score.
there's only so much you can do against those insurmountable odds.
Yep.
And yeah, I think
Initiate.
probably the best players on Wasted Nano are their supports. They're just doing such a good job of staying alive and enabling. You know, Krieg, as I said previously, is building up these coalescences so quickly that it gives that extra impetus to the team to allow them to surge forward and do so much damage.
Yeah, they're doing a real good job of keeping their Doomfist alive, and he's just popping off in the back line all the time. It's just a combination of great supports and, yeah, great DPS players.
Yeah, it's it always makes your job more rewarding as a support when the person that you spent so much time and effort keeping alive actually justifies it.
It's the best feeling in the world.
They
Shiny
only,
Carp's looking for a scout here in front of the spawn doors.
yeah,
Right.
he's been doing that in a lot of rounds, just going up to the spawn door and just having a cheeky look in. He was doing that on Dorado.
Just to listen to what they play. They probably heard the Hammond.
4.
Hammond Genji, they're gonna expect a dive here now.
Attackers incoming.
But we do have the Sombra coming out with the Genji. So they're going to be looking for Nano Blades, and this hack could be good. If they can shut down either of the DPS with it, then it's going to get a lot of value, because both of these DPS enjoy going deep. So if you can just break them of that ability... But no, Moira is the target. Unfortunately, there was no one there to follow up on that, but in the meantime, Donkey takes out Old Man Chong in the back line. Skellish does take out CJ, and then Eyelips. Shiny Cup's got to be careful right now because he is antied. And, you know, I probably wouldn't have made that res because it's
gonna feed the enemy ult charge, but
Yeah.
it's a risk that you sometimes you just have to take your risk, and I respect it.
Yeah.
Alright, so it looks like the tanks on Avalanche's side are gonna swap up to the normal double barrier with the Sigma and the Orisa, and they're just probably gonna take it slow from here.
Yep.
They still have the Lucia though, so they might go for some cheeky rotations.
And they're sticking with the Sombra, so Kong's only 30% to his ult here, but he has hacked up that Doomfist, so he's having to back right off. He can't engage at all in this fight, and it is allowing Shiny Carp to get annihilated by Donkey, because Shiny Carp has gone well into the back line, then takes down Old Man Chong. But now he's not hacked.
Connor, split up.
And is this going to land?
Oh,
Oh, Donkey does manage to avoid it, and runs away from Skelicious before taking out Redux. That is really good work for him to stay alive from that and avoid it. You know, I think they found the secret sauce here. You shut down that Doomfist and you're going to start winning. And
who would have thought?
Crick just completely out in no man's land there in that little room there. I don't know if that's got a name, but just not really effective at all.
The little cubby, just
Yeah.
kind of getting some great hacks off onto the enemy. It's and he has EMP now, so they're probably gonna look to engage with the EMP in the next fight, hoping to catch Shiny Carp into it or negating all the beat things, you know, shields.
Yeah, so they managed to do that without using really any ults. So they've got a lot to work with here. Now if they can just survive this, and they do with a massive wall, big EMP, but unfortunately the beat comes through, not quite fast enough to save 3. Now with that supercharger coming through, they're going to be pumping out massive damage. Old Man Chong does make the most out of it by getting rid of it straight away. Big gravitic flux, but Donkey is just going wild in the backline before Brig shuts him down. That gravitic flux doesn't get anyone though, fortunately for my lips. That 400 ping just getting the better of him, unfortunately.
That's unlucky. They really thought they had the ultimates to just shut them all down, but one missed EMP onto the Lucio, and it just all goes to shit.
Yeah.
It's unlucky, and we'll try it again next push.
Yeah, to be fair to him, he has built up halfway to his next one, but at the same time, so is Shiny Carp built up halfway to his next sound barrier. So unless they manage to take out Shiny Carp and deny him his ult charge, or manages to get him in the EMP, it's just not going to be effective. So without... Oh, they do have a Lucio to speed boost him on someone and try and capitalize on it. But we'll have to see another pull punch combo that just... You know, this is just the exact same method we saw in last year's Owl Ground Finals. With just throw out the pull, charge up a punch, as soon as that pull comes together, let it go and launch yourself in his Doom Fist before
just hope for the best.
Yeah, just uppercut and slam back out.
Ilap's overextending here and dying. That's really unlucky. Oh, Connor
has
on
got
point.
back. Is he gonna get
He
a
might be able
tick?
to get a tick. No, unlucky.
Just
It was
shy
worth
of
a
it.
shot.
Yeah, it was worth a shot, and also it's managed to relieve the pressure, so the rest of the team can actually get out of spawn and start to make a move.
And he's back onto the point again.
Yep.
He's just scouting out locations of the enemy.
That information is going to be really important for just figuring out exactly where this Lucio is, where he needs to go, because he is getting closer and closer to that EMP. And just another one of those, and he'll probably get it. And Shiny Carp is down. Shiny Carp almost has his ults. They need to make the most out of this now. Get in there quick. Fortunately, Skillish just pulls the trigger first and gets Donkey. With that,
Unlucky.
they're going to really struggle.
That was their win condition. Lucio, out of the fight, didn't have beat for his team. They could have done so much more with it.
Yeah, but it was great reaction there from Wasted Nano, just going, Lucio's down, dump ults, get in fast, because if they didn't do that, then they were going to get overrun very, very quickly.
That is true. And they're still having a decent time bank, or a decent ult bank here with the beat and the Death Blossom. And the Flux even.
Yeah, unfortunately, Lava Raptor used his in that previous fight. So, managed to cancel it pretty quick though. I was just holding my breath there, waiting for all the kills to come rolling in. But Skilish's still in amongst it all, doing whatever he damn well pleases. Con is on the point, so it's pulling everyone back. And they are leaving their Orisa out to dry, so if they can make the most out of this, then it could be good. So now, Conlox has perfect opportunity. There's no one on the other team that can stop what he's going to do with this EMP. If he can get a decent one off, he uses it now.
No, not yet.
And Lava Raptor goes down.
It's still an even fight.
Whoa,
EMP
no!
coming in a bit too late when it's only a 3v4 or 5. It's just a bit too late. You really want to look to engage with your EMP to just run over your enemy. But
Connor, why did you do that?
it's unlucky, and now Relay really has to look for the touch, but don't think that she's able to.
Yeah, Ileps gets knocked back.
Ileps,
Got no.
you can do it? No.
No.
Oh, unlucky.
And that is that.
Victory.
That's... They call them the GGs, so I
Yep.
think it's over here.
It's fair they've done that after most maps.
Play of the
But
game.
yeah, I think that is the end of everything.
Krieg with his third play of the game here.
Surrender to my will.
And yeah, if it had maybe catched Krieg there, it could have been good, but
Or a break. It's yeah, the Doom has got so much value into the back line. It's
yep, and that's the way the cookie crumbles, unfortunately. And that is the end of that scrim. But thank you for joining us, anyone who's joined today. I'm going to make sure to download this and copy it onto YouTube so I can keep a copy of it for the teams that want to rewatch at their leisure, if they so desire. And thank you for joining me, Zach.
it's been a pleasure. I really liked it.
Yeah, it's both not as hard as you think and harder, isn't it?
It's a bit of both. You just really have to get into it and just start talking, and you'll see where you end up. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been really fun.
Not a problem. Well, thank you for coming along, and thank you everyone for watching. I shall catch you later, and have a great